Good evening, Bahamas. This is NB12 broadcasting from Cable 12 Studios on Robinson Road. Here's what's making news tonight. A contentious voter fraud hearing taking place in North Andros today. We've got the details. The Prime Minister promises a new hospital for Abaco. Andrew Bridgewater sentenced in the Supreme Court. Gas prices on the rise again. And Queens College holds its second Broadway over Queens. Those stories and so much more on the way. I'm Nakia DeVoe and NB12 starts right now. Thanks again for joining us here at NB12. Tensions running high outside the courthouse in Nicholstown, North Andros today as PLP and F&M supporters turned out for the start of a hearing into whether 30 people being challenged are legally registered. Kendia Dames was there as Island Administrator Huntley Christie began the hearing and ruled that none of the names of the voters being challenged could be made public. Here's Kendia's report.
When the hearing finally got underway here at the courthouse in Nicholstown, North Andros, Administrator Christie said that this whole matter is regrettable, but he stressed several times that the court is determined to get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. After hearing a preliminary objection from attorney Philip Brave Davis, Administrator Christie heard testimony from several witnesses, but only in respect of one of the 30 voters. Outside the courtroom, PLP and F&M supporters strongly expressed opposing positions.
We ain't picking no fight, but we ain't ducking no blow. What pay I live? 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 We think it's high time for North Andros to wake up. That's how I feel. Because we've been being bamboozled all the 1 week. We've been running lied to a long time. And it's high time for North Andros to wake up.
Because I have it, and they live in Nassau, and they have their own house to live in, I would not bring them here. I want to be honest.
I'm going to answer it now.
And if they come here to work, they got to get the plane and go back.
If a Bahamian,
They are Bahamian.
if they are a Bahamian, living in New Providence, working in New Providence, and their heart desire is for them to vote in North Andros and vote no place else in the Bahamas, put them on the register.
No, I don't think that's not true.
I don't think it's
That is not right.
Yes, I'm upset about it because my grandson live here. All of my children live here. My grandson went doctor. He come back. They don't know nothing. They summons them to go to court. Why? Why? For what? It's no reason. He live here. He born here. He born in Princess Margaret Hospital and come here. He born in Andros.
Inside the courtroom, there were full teams of attorneys. Philip Davis was lead counsel for several voters. He tried to convince Administrator Huntley Christie that he had no jurisdiction to hear the matter and that the probe should be conducted by Parliamentary Commissioner Errol Bethel. But Christie ruled against the objection and several witnesses were called to the stand. One of them was a man registered in North Andros who testified that he lives on East Street in New Providence with his wife of 21 years. But he says he has a house in North Andros, goes to North Andros nearly every weekend, spends all of his Christmases there, and pays his bills there. The man insisted that he is a resident of North Andros. One of the man's female cousins, however, testified against him. She said he does not live in North Andros. Davis said that under law, people with two residences can decide where they want to vote. Again, of the 30 people being challenged, the court only dealt with one today.
I trust that this matter could quickly end because, as you can see, family members are going against others, and clearly one of them are lying. Someone is lying. and each will know which one is lying, and it's going to just add more bad blood to the relationship, which is sad.
Now, attorney Elma Campbell, who represents some of the people who are the objectors, meanwhile, said she does not want to try this matter in public.
In all the circumstances, I think it better not to comment on the case as it is at a very crucial point before the court. This is not a matter that ought to be tried in the public domain. I think that it is better for us to remain within the confines of the law.
Two of the candidates for North Andros, the FNM's Desmond Bannister and the DNA's Randy Butler, observed the testimonies today but were not required to participate in any way. Now in court today, Elma Campbell said some of the 30 people have already switched their registration to other constituencies. Now, while it was only in respect to that one voter, Administrator Christie noted that the court heard quite a bit of testimony today. He said that it will take a week for him to make a determination on whether that one voter is indeed legally registered here in North Andros. But of course, the court also must hear evidence in relation to those 29 other people being challenged. This matter has been adjourned to March 23rd. Reporting from Nicholstown, North Andros, for NB12, I'm Candia Dames.
In the near future, residents of Central Abaco will no longer have to spend time and money visiting New Providence to receive medical care. That's because the government is building a state-of-the-art hospital on the island. Prime Minister Hubert Ingraham made that announcement during the Free National Movement's constituency office opening in Central and South Abaco last night. He also addressed the PLP's controversial visit to the downtown straw market this week. Vonnie Toot reports.
The Central and South Abaco constituency is currently represented by the Free National Movement, and Prime Minister Hubert Ingraham is determined to keep it that way. During the governing party's constituency office opening Thursday night, Prime Minister Ingraham revealed plans to sign a contract for a new hospital in Central Abaco before the end of this month.
We will sign the contract for a similar hospital for Exoma at the same time.
You will no longer have to leave Abaco for delivery. That will be done here. Your mothers can stay here. You will no longer have to leave Abaco for basic surgery. That will be done here. You will no longer have to leave Abaco for many medical care.
Mr. Ingraham says the idea is to invest in critical infrastructure that will facilitate increased domestic and international investment in our family islands. The country's third largest island is home to many impressive developments, but the FNM leader says the best is yet to come. He says the government will soon open a new administrative building in Central Abaco.
We get ready to open your new administrative office. Finally, Abaco will be able to access all government services at one centralized location, including the public treasury. We can put the Registrar General's office here so you can register your deeds, you can get your birth certificate, your marriage certificate.
For true?
For true. Passport office, whatever the government office in Nassau, you can have in Abaco. And that building has become the heart of the new Central Abaco Township, which includes the Central Pines Housing Subdivision, a new library, and a new community hospital and health center.
Then there's a new terminal at Leonard Thompson International Airport, which Ingraham described as critical to Abaco's future. He says that project is on budget and on schedule. The government is also installing sidewalks along the airport road and blacktopping roads in Marsh Harbor, as well as Dundas and Murphy towns. Meantime, the Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation is building a craft market in Marsh Harbor. Speaking of markets, the Prime Minister blasted members of the Progressive Liberal Party for visiting the downtown straw market this week to highlight flaws in the new facility. That tour took a turn for the worst when vendors from the PLP and FNM almost came to blows. Mr. Ingraham called the PLP's visit shameful.
Well, the visit to the straw market by the PLP yesterday backfired on them. First of all, they caused a major disruption in the market. Then they got stoked because plenty of the vendors including some PLP vendors, was singing the praises of your F&M government and your papa.
Papa's got a brand new bag.
Oh, what a glorious day in the market. They even get cussed out by PLPs for abandoning.
Are you serious?
Dead serious. They even got cussed out by PLPs for abandoning their own people. Where were they when those vendors were under the tent? The rain come and wet them. Nowhere to be found. They were in office then.
Edison Key is the F&M's candidate for Central and South Abaco. He is running against Gary Sawyer from the PLP and Roscoe Thompson from the Democratic National Alliance.
Prime Minister Ingram reminded Abaco residents that when they go to the polls on Election Day, a vote for Edison Key is a vote for the Free National Movement. Reporting from Marsh Harbor, Abaco for MB12, I'm Vonique Tude.
Meantime, the Progressive Liberal Party visiting San Salvador and Cat Island this week. During the constituency office opening last night, PLP leader Perry Christie promised residents of San Salvador that under a PLP government, new schools and a housing subdivision would be built on the island. Attorney and current MP for Cat Island, Rumkey and San Salvador, Philip Brave Davis, is the candidate for the constituency. The party will officially open the PLP's constituency office in Cat Island tonight. We'll have the full details from those events on tomorrow night's edition of NB12 Weekend.